Hi Pisces, this is your shadow work reading. So this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or North Node in the sign of Pisces. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Tuning into any of the energies or messages that pop up for you during this time when you come across the reading. So I'm starting off with one card from the Blind Spot Oracle deck by Teal Swan. Let's just pull out your tarot cards before I dive into the messages from the Blind Spot Oracle. All right, let's see what's coming up for you. Okay, so we have the Empress, Three of Swords, Five of Coins, Five of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Five of Wands, the Tower, and the Ten of Cups. Okay, so before I read into the tarot, let's look at the number 29, and this is your sigil. So let's read the message that we have for you. Okay, so wanting to be right. Okay, if you have drawn this sigil, you have to let go of the need to be right and instead look to be understood. To do this, you'll have to put effort into understanding others, listening to them, seeing them, and feeling them. When you do that for others, they will want to do it for you. Everyone has important opinions, perspectives, and information to share. You will soon find that the reward of actual connection will trump the feeling of being right and proving that you are right. Okay, so there's something going on with like your ego, needing to be right. Perhaps there was a conflict. And I can see that here with the Five of Wands and the Tower. You know, so there perhaps like was an argument, and it's involving like more than two people. So here we see like a group of people, and this leads to a falling out. So, you know, that could be in the blind spot right now. So this this energy is being preceded by the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords signifies like being stuck in your head, anxiety, you know, repetitive thinking, and that leads maybe to like some outward conflict between a group of individuals, creating, you know, an even bigger falling out. So, you know, it could have been that you know, you or your person or whoever you're dealing with, like needing to like fulfill like a sense of yeah, like being right, or being like stuck in your thinking with the Eight of Swords here. But you know, it is like after this falling out, there is still the desire to like have that Ten of Cups. So it's signifying that this falling out did create either some type of instability, like with the Ten of Cups. Like Ten of Cups is a wish fulfillment card. It's the card of like being fulfilled on like an emotional family level here, but perhaps it also, you know, some type of wish or like manifestation that you were trying to reach. There had to be a falling out in order to like clear the path, clear the ground, in order to come to this Ten of Cups. So even though the Tower card, like this is connected to Scorpio energy, sometimes it can be like an unpleasant situation, but it like brings things to light. Like even though it's an uncomfortable, you know, nobody likes getting into arguments or disputes with others, but it breaks you free of this Eight of Swords. Like it breaks you out of like whatever you're refusing to see, or, you know, being trapped in some type of illusion or delusion. You know, it's almost like you had enough, then there was like some type of conflict or argument. But again, with the Five of Wands, sometimes it can like be an internal conflict, but it does create like a crumbling down of something that wasn't like fulfilling anymore. So it breaks through the illusions, and even though it's like an uncomfortable process that you're going through, it does create like an opportunity or an opening for emotional fulfillment in the future. So I did a little bit of like backtrack. I like to usually read the cards like kind of like a story, but you know, related to that like need to be right, like that's the energy that I was drawn to first with the Five of Wands and the Tower here. So let's continue with the top. So we have the Empress, the Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles, and Six of Pentacles. Yeah, so it's almost like, you know, the Three of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, like this is referring to heartbreak and being left out in the cold, but it's like bookshelved between the Empress, which is like that nurturing, like the Empress is the combination of all the queens and the major arcana. So she's like the mother, representing the mother, that nurturing, feminine, you know, archetype. And it could be you or somebody that you're dealing with that represents this to you, but there was some heartbreak and, you know, feeling of being left out in the cold. And you're like, with the Six of Pentacles here, it's like there's a need to find balance, and that, or even, you know, because it is preceding this Eight of Swords, it's like you're trying to maintain some type of outer balance. Like with the Pentacles, it is like related to money, but it can also be like that feeling of stability. So, you know, the Pentacles, it's like that energetic stability that, you know, in our society and culture we attribute to like having financial security, but it can also be like, you know, a balance of energy between two people or you in a situation. So even though you're experiencing, or we're experiencing, this like heartache and, you know, loss of faith, there was you know, even with like this like trying to maintain balance here with the Six of Pentacles, it was causing you to be stuck in your own energy, and that inevitably did lead to this like Five of Wands and Tower moment where you were, you know, it's almost like when the levee breaks. Like you're just like biting your tongue and like holding on, trying not to like rock the boat. But, you know, inevitably there was this Tower moment, but it's almost like the truth coming out. And this does lead to like some type of fulfillment regardless. Like even though it was like an unpleasant way of getting there, you know, it's that Three of Swords energy, that heartbreak. It is ultimately leading to that Ten of Cups, but it's like, you know, the Tower moment had to happen. So, you know, you had to like clear the air. But again, let's go back to this 29 with the you know, that need to be right. So that's your blind spot. So like whatever conflict, you know, or heartbreak that you were experiencing, it's almost like it goes both ways. So even though you're experiencing this heartbreak, you know, maybe like placing blame on the other person. Again, it could be vice versa. The roles can always be reversed, especially if you're a cross watcher. But like it's almost like forcing you, even with this Eight of Swords, to like look in the mirror and like look at like your thought processes, or like what energy are you putting out there into the universe that is like manifesting and creating this type of situation where you are being guided to, you know, look at the truth in a not so pleasant way. But yeah, so even though like there was like some loss and heartbreak, it's, you know, allowing you to heal, and, you know, use that experience in order to see what type of what type, like what's going on like in your projections with like you know, if you're thinking of like thoughts, like manifest your reality, it's like forcing you to look at that essentially. Okay, so we've got 4 cards from the Thoth Tarot deck. So we have the Prince of Wands, the 2 of Cups, the Moon, and the 10 of Wands. Okay, so right away, like with the 2 of Cups and the Moon can be like related to fear, illusion, you know, things. It's like the sun and the moon, you know, the sun is like life-giving, and the moon sometimes it's like that opposite energy of like dreams and subconscious like workings, fear. And you know, next to the love and the 10 of Wands, it's almost like that feeling of love is like, or connection, you know, it's producing something that is causing fear. And in the Thoth card, like the 10 of Wands, it's oppression, and all, like in other decks it's known as like having like a burden, like a, you know, a stack of like 10 wands on your back. So you're, you know, feeling that burden of like love almost because of the fear of the unknown that it brings up in you. With the Page of Wands, it also seems that like that love, it's like it's like that passion is there, but in that prince or page of, you know, that that figure, it's like not fully developed. So like for you or your person, again, whatever you're, you know, whoever you're dealing with, it's like love for you, it's like almost like an undeveloped like passion, like sexual desire. But on the other level where it's like emotionally fulfilling, that brings up fear and creates some sort of like burden for you. Yeah, so it's a pretty intense energy that you're dealing with. But again, you know, this, it's almost like bringing it to light. So you know, especially if you're watching a shadow work reading, the messages are not always like super pleasant, but they will help you to heal, you know, like come, like again with the Tower moment, it's like the truth comes to light. Okay, let's close off the reading with 1 card from the Moonology Oracle deck. Okay, a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. Yeah, so this is like a perfect energy to end with. You know, so it could be that like something that you've been dealing with, especially with the 8 of Swords here. I keep getting drawn back to this. It's like you're essentially, your perceptions create your reality. So like by you taking that blindfold off and looking in the mirror, releasing yourself from like a self-imposed prison almost, you will be able to, you know, reach that like 10 of Cups. Like you will be able to find fulfillment. So, and this is like a personal issue that is you know, being called to your attention. So even though like we project and say like, you know, we all want like the love advice and relationship readings, essentially all of our relationships are like reflections of our own inner beliefs of that we have about ourselves. So that's like something that you can heal, and know that whatever is like being brought to light, instead of like pointing the finger outwards, you know, look inwards and see where the root of the issue may be coming from. Okay, Pisces, so I wish you all the best. If this reading resonates, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.